We cry out to the heavens, begging for divine intervention. But what if our pleas fall on deaf ears? Not because God is absent, but because we've trapped ourselves in a prison of our own making. Free will. It's the cornerstone of human existence, the gift that sets us apart from automatons, but it's also a double-edged sword, capable of leading us to greatness or driving us to despair. Consider this. Every choice we make, every thought we entertain, shapes our reality. It's not just about the big decisions. It's the countless small ones that accumulate, forming the lens through which we view the world. Now let's dive into the heart of our dilemma. Meet John, a man convinced he's trapped in what I often call special poor me syndrome. He believes he's uniquely cursed, that the universe has singled him out for suffering. John wakes up each morning already anticipating the worst. He shuffles through his day, collecting evidence to support his worldview. A missed bus becomes a cosmic slight. A passed-over promotion is proof of his inherent unworthiness. But here's the kicker. John prays fervently, begging God to change his circumstances. He pleads for a better job, a loving relationship, financial stability. Yet day after day, nothing seems to change. Is God ignoring John, or is something else at play? Let's pause and consider the nature of divine intervention. If we believe in an all-powerful, all-knowing deity, we must also grapple with the concept of free will. For if God were to override our choices constantly, would we truly be free? Think of it this way. Imagine you're playing a video game. You've created a character, set them loose in the world, but every time they face a challenge, you step in and solve it for them. Would that character ever truly grow? Would they learn from their mistakes? Now, back to John. His special poor me mindset isn't just a passing mood. It's become his identity, the lens through which he interprets every experience. And herein lies the problem. John's life has become a broken record, stuck on repeat. Every conversation with friends inevitably circles back to his woes. His toxic ex becomes the villain in an endless soap opera of his own creation. His job isn't just unfulfilling, it's a daily affront to his worth as a human being. Family gatherings are minefields of resentment and unresolved conflicts. John doesn't just mention his financial struggles, he wears them like a badge of honor, as if his empty bank account somehow makes him more authentic, more deserving of sympathy. But here's the tragic irony. John's obsession with his problems has left no room for solutions. He's so busy nurturing his grievances that he's neglected to nurture himself. Hobbies? They're luxuries for people whose lives aren't in constant crisis. Exercise? Who has the energy when the weight of the world is on your shoulders? John has become a black hole of negativity, sucking the joy out of every interaction. The real danger is that John's special poor me mindset has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. By focusing solely on what's wrong, he's blind to opportunities for change. A potential new friend becomes just another person who will inevitably let him down. A job rejection is met with a fully fledged drama. Poor special rejected me. John's world has shrunk to the size of his problems. And in this cramped, dark space, there's no room for growth, no space for joy, and certainly no opening for divine intervention, even if he believes he's desperately seeking it. Despite his self-imposed limitations, John's ego remains paradoxically inflated. He's convinced himself that he's tried everything, a claim that reeks of entitlement and self-deception. John's prayers have morphed from humble requests into angry demands. He shakes his fist at the sky, cursing a God he believes has abandoned him. "I've done everything right," he shouts to the uncaring heavens. "Why won't you help me?" This is the ultimate ego trap. John has cast himself as the protagonist in a cosmic drama, expecting the universe to bend to his will. He's so caught up in his narrative of victimhood that he can't see the arrogance in his assumptions. His trying everything amounts to half-hearted attempts, quickly abandoned when instant results don't materialize. John's entitlement blinds him to the effort required for real change. He wants a divine shortcut, a heavenly hack to bypass the hard work of personal growth. In his mind, he's special, specially victimized, specially deserving of miraculous intervention. This mentality creates a fortress of excuses, impenetrable to reason or genuine help. Any advice is met with a barrage of yes, but responses, each one reinforcing the walls of his self-made prison. The irony is painful. John begs for a break from a God he simultaneously curses. He demands change while resisting it at every turn. He's trapped in a loop of his own making, too proud to admit that the key to his cage has been in his pocket all along. John's prayers aren't just requests for external change. They're a demand that God alter the very core of who John has chosen to be. But remember, free will is sacrosanct. Even an omnipotent being won't violate it. So what's the solution? How can John, and by extension, any of us trapped in negative thought patterns, break free? The answer lies in recognizing our power to choose. Every moment offers an opportunity to shift our perspective, to challenge our ingrained beliefs. It's not easy, but it's possible. Consider this. What if, instead of asking God to change his circumstances, John asked for the strength to change his outlook? What if he prayed for wisdom to recognize opportunities, for courage to shift his focus? This shift in mindset doesn't guarantee instant success. Life will still have its ups and downs, but it opens the door to growth, to learning, to truly embracing the gift of free will. Let's explore some practical steps John and all of us can take to break free from self-limiting beliefs. 1. Awareness. The first step is recognizing our thought patterns. John needs to catch himself when he slips into special poor me mode. This takes practice and patience. Please hear that again. Practice and patience. 2. Challenge. Once aware, we can question our assumptions. Is John really uniquely cursed, or is he experiencing common human struggles? Approach this with honesty, not just the superficial view of, I can't see anyone suffer as much as I do. 3. Reframe. Instead of seeing obstacles as proof of cosmic disfavor, what if John viewed them as opportunities for growth? 4. Gratitude. Focusing on what's going right, even small things, can shift our entire perspective. It's hard to feel uniquely cursed when you're counting your blessings. 5. Action. Prayer is powerful, but it's not a substitute for effort. What concrete steps can John take to improve his situation? Now let's address a common objection. But what about real suffering? What about people facing genuine hardship? It's a valid question. Life can be brutally unfair. People face poverty, illness, oppression, circumstances that seem beyond their control. How does free will factor into these situations? Here's where things get complex. While we can't control everything that happens to us, we do have power over our response. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, famously wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." This isn't about minimizing real suffering. It's about recognizing our innate resilience, our capacity to find meaning even in the darkest times. It's about understanding that while we can't always change our circumstances, we can always choose our response. Let's return to John. Imagine he starts to shift his perspective. He begins to see challenges as opportunities for growth. He focuses on what he can control rather than what he can't. Slowly, things start to change. Not because God has magically altered reality, but because John is now open to seeing opportunities he previously missed. He takes risks he would have avoided before. He connects with people in a more positive way. Is this change easy? Absolutely not. It requires constant effort, a willingness to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves. But it's through this struggle that we truly grow, that we fully embrace our humanity. So the next time you find yourself crying out, "God, please give me a break," pause. Reflect. Ask yourself, am I truly open to change? Am I willing to do the hard work of shifting my perspective? Remember, the divine isn't a cosmic vending machine, dispensing favors on demand. It's a source of strength, of wisdom, of love, always available, but requiring our active participation. In conclusion, our free will is both our greatest gift and our greatest responsibility. It's the tool by which we shape our lives, our world, our very selves. And while it may sometimes feel like a burden, it's also our path to growth, to fulfillment, to becoming the best versions of ourselves. The choice, as always, is yours. If this video resonated with you, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps spread these ideas to others who might benefit. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How have you grappled with free will in your own life? What strategies have helped you shift your perspective? Do you have any advice for John? Let's continue this important conversation together. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose. What will you choose today?